It's your boy Tunnel Vision. We're back for another one. You know what I mean? I'm over here cutting up my pomegranate. Huge as hell. Killing two birds with one stone. You know what I mean? But hey, man, if anybody listens to that dude Glaser, you're an idiot. The dude's an idiot. And you're an idiot if you listen to anything that this guy says. This is the same guy where during the Tyson Fury fight, he put out the news, the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, the first fight. This is the same guy who had put out the information that supposedly only 4,000 tickets sold for the fight. He said only 4,000 tickets sold for the fight. They're having a hard time selling tickets, and that they're comping everything. Everything is all comps. Everything is all comps, and they're not really selling any tickets. And that was the narrative that he was trying to put out. That's what he basically does. He tries to, and especially when it pertains to anything that has to do with PBC, he just tries to trash the events, tries to trash the fighters, and tries to act as if, oh, the fighters aren't doing anything. We all know about the narrative that he put out there that the Wilder fight had only sold 2,500 tickets. Pay-per-views, which is completely asinine. That's tracking towards 2,500 tickets. Wilder could literally fight some guy that they picked off the street, and he would do more than that. We all know about the record viewerships that was happening when it comes to the shows that they're putting on Fox leading up to the fight, promoting the fight, and all the people that went to the fight. Even if you go by the fake Dan Rafael number of 10,000 people, so all these people paid all this money. The tickets weren't cheap either. You know what I mean? The tickets weren't cheap, but they paid all that money for those tickets, right? But then people at home, only 2,500 people bought the tickets to watch it. Bought the pay-per-view. Clearly, it's BS. So he goes on Boxing Voice and he does admit that. Oh, nah. He says that they lied on. That was untrue that he said that, and he said, admits that the numbers were false. But then he goes into a spiel about how pay-per-view is dead. That pay-per-view is dead, and that streaming, I guess, is the way to go. It's all about ESPN Plus. He was trying to, hype up the zone. But basically went out there to hype up, ESPN and ESPN Plus. And then he was talking about how, about supposedly, what's it called? Supposedly PBC, the same old rhetoric. PBC is doing horrible. PBC is dying. PBC is going bankrupt. PBC won't be here soon. The way of doing things is not working. That's what he was saying. Which again, to believe that, you're an idiot. Just due to the fact that if they're failing, damn, then what is everybody else doing? Because they're putting up the biggest numbers. By a long shot. They're putting up the highest viewerships by a long shot. People know their fighters more than any other fighters. They're doing the biggest things in the game. So, again, if they're failing, what is everybody else doing? And supposedly pay-per-view is dead, even though this entity keeps doing 350, 400,000 pay-per-views at $75 a pop. But supposedly it's dead. Pay-per-view, according to him, is dead, even though when it came to a Canelo fight, they halted their event. And their biggest star in boxing, the face of boxing, was sitting in his waiting room, in his sitting room, whatever, waiting for a pay-per-view event to be over before they started. But pay-per-view is dead. Again, makes no sense. And then he goes from saying pay-per-view is dead to hyping up the Tyson Fury fight versus Deontay Wilder, which is on pay-per-view, which is going to be on pay-per-view. He doesn't sit there and say, oh, this fight shouldn't be on pay-per-view because it's dead. This fight should be on ESPN Plus instead. Doesn't say that. So when it comes to the Tyson Fury fighting on pay-per-view, oh, okay, then it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Then it makes sense. And also, according to him, the likes of a Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, he still sells because it's Manny Pacquiao. He still sells because it's Manny Pacquiao, because of the demographic, because of his demographic. Because, quote, his demographic will buy the pay-per-view. So what exactly is that supposed to mean? And it's kind of funny about that, just him saying something like that, just due to the fact that Manny Pacquiao was off pay-per-view. You know, he was all pay-per-view. And he didn't get back on pay-per-view until he fought the likes of a Adrian Broner. He didn't get back, he didn't do big numbers on pay-per-view, big again, until he fought the likes of a, Keith Thurman. You know? He couldn't do big pay-per-views anymore until he fought from the likes of them. You can go look at to see who he was fighting previously and ask yourself, why was those other fights, previous to plus fights or whatever on pay-per-view? You know? And I guess, you got the likes of Earl Spence, fighting the Mikey Garcia. Certain person got credit for that fight. Supposedly it was because of Mikey Garcia. And he comes back and he fights Sean Porter and he does bigger numbers. He does bigger numbers fighting Sean Porter than he did Mikey Garcia. Then you got the likes of a Deontay Wilder fighting Ortiz, and they did good numbers. They did good. I'm waiting for the, more numbers to come out. From the first numbers I heard, not the 2,500, but the real numbers, they were substantial. But we'll see what I'm waiting for more information actually to come out, though, when it comes to those numbers, which should be out soon. So, of course, when it comes to these guys, the numbers are all lies. When it comes to the Earl Spence number, it was a lie. When it comes to Manny Pacquiao, same people, same entity, same group, but oh no, his numbers are real. His numbers are real because that demographic, they buy pay-per-views. Whatever that's supposed to mean. So this guy's a clown. He's an idiot. I guess he could be classified what you call as old media, who's trying to put out negative propaganda when it comes to PBC and when it comes to certain fighters. He wants to spill out this negative, propaganda. But again, like I said previously, it's not going to work. They've been trying this forever, recently, and it's just for the last couple of years, and it's just not working. They've tried this from the inception of pay-per-view of PBC. PBC has been dying from its inception. It's been dying, quote. It's been going bankrupt for a very, very, very long time. For a very, very long time. Yeah, people keep on, investing all this money into it, even though they're supposedly dying and supposedly failing. Even though they're bringing in all this viewerships, they're supposedly failing. Bringing in all these big gates, but they're supposedly failing. Note, and like Sean Porter's dad was asked about, like, hey, this guy's talking about how PBC is failing, how they going bankrupt. And Sean Porter's dad said, Kenny Porter said, he's like, hey, all I know is when it comes to these checks, none of them are ever not cleared. These checks have been substantial. They've increased over time, and they all clear. And I haven't heard anybody, have an issue or complain about their checks not clearing. He said, I've never seen PBC. I've never seen Al Heyman get sued like these other promoters about monies that are supposed to be given to them that they didn't get. The lawsuits you see that happens with the likes of Bob Arum on a consistent basis. He said, I've never seen those types of lawsuits happen when it came to PBC or when it came to Al Heyman. Everybody's supposed to get their money, always gets their money. So he said, I don't know what they're talking about, but from what he's seen, it's what he's been a part of. They're good, but hey, people are just trying to grab at whatever straws that they can. They hate the fact that Deontay Wilder, the man that they were laughing at, just less than a year ago, a little over a year ago, they were laughing at him, talking about how he makes no money, talking about how, hey, he's an idiot for turning down $7 million to go to the UK. Oh, he should have taken the flat fees that were given to him. To look at him now. $20 million guaranteed for this fight. $20 million guaranteed for this fight. $20 million guaranteed for the Dominic Brazil fight. And he's living his best life. Bet on himself, and he's winning. And they can't stand it. They absolutely can't stand it. And the hate that he's receiving, how much backlash and negativity is being spilled on him, shows how far he's gotten and how great he's becoming. Because they're getting scared. They're actually getting scared about the levels that this man is starting to reach. Because it's getting crazy. And he stops Tyson Fury in his next fight, turns that man into a meme. He's only going to get bigger. And wait until the promotion for that fight starts. That's going to be crazy. Heavy promotion on ESPN and heavy promotion on Fox. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be real crazy. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let them keep on spilling that negativity. Let them keep hating on that man. He keeps on grinding. Kept on believed in himself. Believed in himself. You know, didn't just get blinded by dollar signs that are being put up in his face and understood what his worth was. And look at him now. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.